Let me tell you, you got some crazy psychotic people, man. Those white women come downstairs wait in her robe, just waiting in the hallway with her arms folded as I'm leaving. I'm like, wow, incredible. But that's what you expect. You gotta understand that the mindset of the Caucasians when it comes to engaging in this sort of behavior against a black person or against anybody. That's just, even their own. That's just their mindset. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of them calling for students to be kicked out of school for protesting. It's funny how, when white people protesting against Israel for its genocide that is committed against the Palestinian, white people are upset. As if you don't have a right to protest. Well, like I said, the taking away of your rights, right, to protest, to fight against injustice, that's what they want. Go and read the declassified documents on silent sound spectrum technology, particularly it's called Russia's I forgot the exact title of it, but in there it talks about how the biogenerators, right, which is used to broadcast radio wave microwave frequency in order to manipulate people's mind. This is when I say the Wizard of Oz. Like, it's funny how movies all way back when can teach you something. But even back then in the 30s, the 20s, if you know about anything about Adolf Huxley, right, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So they were people who very well understand that they were people in high positions, the elites, the wealthy, who have information in which they do not share with the public. This is where you have masonry, talk about sacred science, right? And these are people who went into Kemet, right? Saw what they saw and decided that they alone should have that knowledge, right? Tesla was not one of them. He went into Kemet. He looked at what the black Egyptians were doing, and he copied exactly what they were doing. And this is why Tesla wanted to create free energy source, and they drove him into poverty and stole his inventions, right? So it just goes to show you that these people, the elites that you guys want to praise and talk about this and that, but it just shows you that they're all about money and control and power, and that's it. And they will never do anything that is good towards you and I, or humanity, as a matter of fact. Which is, again, they create these situations where they murder people based off their invention, right? I look at that guy, black guy, who invented a machine that pulls water out of the air. Okay? And so they're not trying to advertise that shit at all. Okay, his machines is not well advertised, because of course he cannot get any type of funding. And imagine the military buying his machines, right? But yet, this brother cannot get the funding to where, he can really market his machine to where, communities can have, right? Particularly in communities where you have droughts, and not just here in America, but let's say in Africa. And I'm surprised leaders in Africa our business people have not even contacted this brother and say, hey, you know what? Let's invest in your machine. We can install it in areas where, people have to walk miles just to get to a well. The machine, is very easy to maintain, so they can teach, a few people how to maintain the machine, how to clean it or what have you. Every month, whatever, how many months, whatever filtration needs to be replaced, that they have it there, stored, safe. Nope, that won't happen. So yeah, again, just goes to show you what is going on and how they manipulate us to not think about things like that and to only concern with what's in front of us while they're plotting generations ahead. Okay, decades ahead, plotting, implementing what they're going to implement. And we here, they got us doing this shit. So anyhow, Pam came home and, she started talking about Alyssa's school, how they call her. It's funny how she calls and she spoke to whoever. And again, it's interesting that it was today, right? Of all the days, but today. Okay? Like I said, I know how they operate. I know how they work. When they try to manipulate you. What is that they're doing? And so I already knew. Like I said, I prepare myself for these things every single day. I don't back down. I expose it. Okay? And the reason why you expose it is, again, they're going to try to say, well, the reason why you recognize stuff because you're guilty, whatever they say. No. Right? It's been proven that people can be manipulated to believe whatever it is that they wanted to believe. Or attempt to believe. Some people will really believe it. Some people will believe half of it. Some people will wholeheartedly believe it. Like I said, I don't believe anything. I have to know. Right? I have to know. I don't believe. I have to know. And so exposing these things is key. Not only to proving what you're saying is being done, but to also show others exactly what these cult members and those within the Predator Department across America who are controlling these cults, manipulating them, and what it is that they get them to do. In any type of warfare, if you don't know your enemy's strategies and tactics, they're gonna keep on defeating you and manipulating you, whether it be psychological warfare, physical warfare. If you're not studying their patterns, if you're not studying their methods and tactics, if you're not studying the weapons that they're using, then you're not going to be able to defend yourself or succeed in defeating them or even surviving the continued attack day after day, because you're just believing. Okay? Like I said, I rather know. All right? I don't have my heads in the clouds, right? I don't think, we walking around here singing Kumbaya and ignoring the reality, right? When they know and understand exactly what it is that they're doing to us, how they are shortening our lifespan, how they are prematurely aging us, how they are creating stress, in which stress will turn into illnesses of the body, okay? See, they understand the science. And this is what I talk about. As black people, we don't understand the science because we're believers, right? Okay? And then we look at our children and we think that our children are not being attacked, whether it be education. You see what they do in the education system now? New York education system has gotten so much worse. right? And so now, when I spoke to the person at my daughter's school, he said to me, he said, did I get a letter stating that my daughter was going to go to the 5th grade? I said, no, we haven't gotten anything. So they were calling Pam today after I went there. It's a good thing I went there too. It's a good thing I went there. She just wanted me to go to the Boys and Girls. But I said no, because I know that I've been asking and continue checking on my daughter getting into summer school, right? And I was told that it was fine. Now today I found out that they put her on the waiting list, right? After being told that, after they told Pam that there is no waiting list. She sent me the text. She was like, they said that there isn't any waiting list, right? So anyhow, so that's why I went over to the Boys and Girls. And of course, they already know. They already know. It's all staged, like I said. It's staged, implemented manipulation. And like I said, it doesn't, it doesn't surprise me. I just know how to defend myself against it and attack if I have to. Not physically, psychologically, of course, right? Because that's the same way how they're attacking you. You attack them back the same way. If they're attacking you physically, then you have a right to defend yourself physically also. Right? So, yeah. Like I said, understanding these things is key. To understand what it is that they do and how to survive it and expose it. Talk to you guys in the next video.